a big shot unless we talking about hip-hop. Bad at TikTok, but I'll make movies like Hitchcock. Challenge Mitch, you'll barely make it like trick shots. Check your wristwatch, it's time for you all to quit. Stop trying me. I'ma be honest, I'm pretty glad no labels eyeing me. I'm independent and I don't want nobody buying me.
Yo, what up everybody? This is Mr. Darrell and it is a beautiful Thursday morning, Friday Eve. We got the Christmas tree. I couldn't fit the whole thing here because it wouldn't make sense, but you can see it. You can see it's Christmas season. There's a bunch of presents below. Super excited. Today's gonna be a little special little episode. I posted something on Twitter and Instagram about 2 days ago where I said CHH is blank. I said fill in the blank. And of course, multiple people I know were like grabbing popcorn, waiting to see what people would say, because let's be honest, a lot of the answers of these type of things are usually negative. I was hoping to see some range, some positivity, some stuff I hadn't thought about. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna read through, maybe not all of them, but I'm gonna read through a good portion of the comments on Instagram and Twitter and expound upon ones if I have thoughts on them, and let you guys hear what the people think about CHH. I didn't answer it myself. Maybe at the end I'll answer it myself. But yeah, simple question. CHH is, you can answer it with whatever you wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through Instagram first. CHH is in need of just as much grace as the people who make it. God still chooses to use flawed vessels and their music. Shout out to Knick-Knack Music. That was a perfect first answer to read. 100% agree. In need of just as much grace. A lot of the negative answers are a lot of people that aren't giving it grace and time and a chance, right? So I really love that answer. I gave it 2 clapping emojis. Now here's one that's the complete opposite. And I'm not going to read the names for all these. I don't know why I did that. CHH is a competition, no matter how many of us strive to make it without comparing to another brother or sister in Christ. So that's an interesting thought. I think since it's music business. That's what CHH is under. It's the umbrella of music business. I think people forget that. It's not necessarily a competition, but you are trying to do well, technically trying to gain part of the market. In that sense, you can call it a competition. But honestly, I have a ton of friends in the space who I don't really feel like I'm directly competing with. Our fan bases might have some crossover, but at no point am I feeling like I have to steal fans away, or I have to, if this person does well, then I can't do well. So I don't know if I'd call it a competition as much as I would call it a business. And I think there's kind of a difference there. Someone said it's needed in the culture, which I agree with. Someone said it's my passion, which I love that. Someone said it's divided. And I said, how so? I don't know if I ever read the response. Oh, here's the response. Let's go ahead and read it. He said, you know how in secular rap, the biggest artists collaborate with each other? In CHH, we don't see that too much. We obviously do see it, but not like we should. And he kind of gives some examples. I think he uses NF and KB, but NF isn't exactly CHH. But I get what he's saying. I think there's a decent amount of collaborating. I think some of it kind of goes under the radar, especially a lot of the indie guys. A lot of us collaborate. But at the top of anything, it's a little harder to find collaboration. Just because everyone's so busy. It's kind of like why Kendrick and J. Cole haven't collaborated. It's not because they're not, haven't done a collab project. It's not because they're not cool. It's because you get busy, you're doing your own thing, you have your own goals. So yeah, I think there could be more collaboration, but I don't know if it's divided because of that. Someone said a cool place to be. Someone said it should be fun. Someone said changing. Someone said on fire. I got alive a lot, powerful, fun. Ministry, love that answer. A blessing, essential for our youth, which I like that. Evolving, I got that one a lot. And then somebody said whack. Of course they said whack. He said he just thought of it in his head and he said it. So I don't know if he meant it. And someone said in its prime, which I like that a lot. And it's funny because on Twitter, we're going to switch to Twitter. There was people saying the opposite, that it's not in its prime, that it's young, that it doesn't have, it hasn't reached its peak yet. So let's go to Twitter real quick and let's see what the Twitter people said. Of course, I live on Twitter, so it might take me a second to find it. Let's see what we got. Oh, yep, here's a bunch of the answers. All right, CHH is leading people to Christ, is not done yet, encouraging, necessary, not close to its peak. So that was one I saw a couple times, and I don't think that's a diss. I think that's saying like, yo, there's a whole new crop of artists coming in, younger artists. There's more that can be done. It hasn't reached its top yet. Like, it hasn't peaked, meaning like it's still room to go up, which I rock with that. I love that mindset. It gives us hope, right? The best genre of music, not mad at that. Getting better. Portia Love says it's still a baby. Give it time, which I love that one a lot. That goes with the hasn't reached its peak yet. Immature but growing, I agree. Alive and well, I agree. Edifying, I agree. Beautiful, effective, and could use some focus, agree. An idol, Mr. Mario Esco said, which it can be. It definitely can be, and it probably is for some, especially if you are prioritizing Christian hip hop over God, or you're worshiping Christian hip hop. Then yeah, it very well can be. Hopefully that's not the case for most of us. Fire. Someone said still ignoring women, which I didn't get him to expound upon exactly what he meant. He just said that that's what a lot of women in the space have been saying. I don't know if he means musically. I don't know if he means their concerns. That being said, I think we're trying to do better in that regard as a whole. I've seen a lot more. This year I probably learned about more new female or women artists than I have in previous years. But I'm sure we can always do better in that regard. So yeah. Want to get the women more involved. Of course, I definitely want to see more women rapping. I saw this a couple times. It's a mentality and a culture, not a genre, which I like that because it gives it more of it's like a culture, a subculture to hip hop, Christian hip hop, instead of just a genre, like a type of music. It's like a whole genre, a whole world. Let's see. Somebody said it's hard to fit in. Meaning this person, I know who this person is, they're a Christian and they make music, but they feel like they don't necessarily fit into like the confines of Christian hip hop, which I understand. It can be hard. It's kind of a specific thing that some of the supporters and fans are looking for, so I get it. Someone said it, CHH is back. It's diverse, uplifting, recovering, speaking on things that CCM could never. And I asked him to explain, and he said some of the deeper, more sinful topics, like let me read what he said. Not from a spiritual point of view, but you never hear Hillsong or whoever talk about lust, drug addiction, abuse, and whatnot out loud. And I think that might be accurate. I don't listen to enough CCM to know, but I could see that being the case. Somebody said failing, and they didn't expound, so I'm gonna ignore that. Not cheesy, on the rise. Someone said it's boring now. The early days of 116 were the golden days. I don't think that's true. I don't think it's boring now. Motivation, fire, clutch, a subculture, evolving. Somebody said it's mid, and I said nah, barely surviving. I said I don't know about that. He didn't respond. Clean secular music. I don't think that's necessarily true. Couldn't get them to respond on what they meant. Dying with mumble rap, sneaking through the back door. And I said, I don't know about that. And he said, you gotta like mumble rap to not feel it. I'm an OG. I can't with these newer cats. Even some of the older ones are starting to mumble. And I've had a whole talk about mumble rap and what that is. It is not becoming mumble rap. People are not mumbling. People are just upset that people are using auto-tune. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Here's one. A genre that's now used by mediocre talents to gain a foundation of followers in order to build their social media presence up to a point where they can have some sort of relevancy when they go secular. Now, and I said, you think that's most of the genre? And he said the majority of CHH serves as a trial and error training ground. So I get that thought because I think there are some people who have done that before and probably people who are doing that now, but I don't think that's the main state of CHH. I don't think the majority of people are trying to get big and then be relevant when they go to secular. I don't believe that. It's a very morbid take to have, but it's a valid take. So that's most of them. I just wanted to do a little rundown of what the state of CHH, what people think about it, what they think is going on, how they define it, type of stuff. For me, CHH is, I like Portia Love's answer. It is a baby, give it time to grow. Even though it's been around for a little while, there's plenty. There's going to be another 100 years of this, right? At least, or until, if Christ comes back. it's gonna grow. I've been in it for 5 years and it's grown, right? So give it time. Let's all the things that you think are issues, just help to fix those issues, help cultivate it. It'll be better. It'll get better. It's already, I mean, hey, we're getting a little more recognition in like the world, which I think is dope. I just think we're at a good point where we can level up again, if that makes sense. This isn't we made the old days were the best days and now we're gonna crash and burn. I don't think that's the case. I think we can do it, guys. I think we can do it. So appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make it through to the weekend. Christmas season. I love it. I love it so much. Shout out to God. Praise Christ. Shout out to CHH. We love it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Praise God. Peace.